Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back, and once again we're going to be working in our 1950s journal, and today I'm going to sew in the final signature. I have actually gone ahead and sewn in the first or the second two, if you see what I mean, the back two, and it went okay, so I thought I'd do the last one on camera, so fingers crossed it goes okay as well. I've punched my holes using my big bite, so I've got quite big holes. I've made all my holes fairly big in the hope that it made it a little bit easier to get the needle through. But as I'm going to be covering it with lace, I don't think it's a problem, and they don't look too bad. So I just thought I'd talk you through the process that seemed to work for this one, and it's the process I usually use, but I kind of, sometimes when the camera goes on, I go into slight panic mode and I don't really follow the processes that I normally would if I wasn't on camera. So let's see if I can do it this time. Take it step by step and take my time and not kind of overdo it and get too carried away and get a bit panicky. So this is my final signature, or my the first signature of the journal, the last one to be sewn in. So step by step, the first thing I'm going to do is just make sure everything is in place where I want it. Make sure all the papers are like more or less central. So I'm just going to sort of move each section down as I go through to make sure that is where I want it. Move that up a bit. Next one, move this one down a bit. So I'm just looking at the next paper in line and see where I want that to be. So I want that bit further down so it's more central. And this one is a bit taller, so that's about where I want it. Yep, that's fine. This one's gone a bit high, so I want to move it down a touch. Okay. And then this one's gone too far down, so I'll move that up. Just kind of roughly where they need to be. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but just so nothing's kind of sticking out in the wrong, too high or too low. And that one's all right. This one's gone too low, so it needs to be moved up. And the blue, move it down a fraction. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They don't have to be perfectly aligned or perfectly centralised. It's just how I like it to be. That's how I like it to go. But not everybody is that bothered. And this one's in the middle. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now I'll put it in my book cradle, which I love. And I wasn't thinking of planning to take it with me on the retreat, but I think I will need to, because I know I'll probably have to sew in at least one journal. So I think I might take it with me. And there may be people there who don't have one and they might like to use it too. Right, so that's going in. So I just like to tamp that down, make sure all the centre is right into itself. So there's no loosey-goosey bits. Then I'm just going to put my paper clips on. Put one there. Put one here. One on that side. And one on the back at the bottom. Right, so that's all nice and firmly held together. Excuse me. Dry throat as usual. And I have my template here. I made this template the size of the journal. And you can see I punched my holes through, first of all, and then I made a mark. It was a bit tricky on this fabric because, as you can see, the inside fabric is quite dark. So I actually used a silver pen to try and so I could see what I was doing, and I just marked through and then punched the holes. So I use this because I can still see these three, they're the ones I want. So I just line it in here, lay it in the centre, make sure I kind of centralise it so I've got about the same space top and bottom. I've marked the top, and this is the top of my signature on this side, on this side. So I'm just going to punch my holes with my awl, just where those marks are. Hold it, do the next one. And where I've marked the holes is I've taken the centre. I'll just show you. I've taken the centre, obviously I've got 3, and then I've taken out, I think I measured 2 3/4 inches from the middle out, both sides, because I wanted to make sure I caught in anything smaller like my envelope. I've also got the little paper bag, and I thought if I took it too far out, too near the edge, it wouldn't catch it, and it has. So that's how I like to do it. Sometimes I make it a little bit shorter, make it 2 1/2 inches. Just depends on how I feel and what the journal's got in it. So now I've punched those 3 holes, my next job is to make them bigger. So because they're not that big yet, but I'm going to push my awl through as far as I can. Well, not all the way, but a fair way, about halfway through. Well, no, maybe about a third of the way through, because it just gets a little fatter, so it makes that hole a little bit easier and a bit easier to work with. So I'm just going to do that on this one, push it through a fair old way, just so I'm kind of making that hole a bit bigger. And again on this last one. Most people don't do this, but because I haven't got very strong hands, I need a decent sized hole so my needle doesn't get stuck, which is what was happening when I sewed in my little journal. I really struggled with that, and I think it's because I didn't really do this properly. Didn't give myself big enough holes. So there we are, it's gone quite a good way through. And so I've got so that's all ready to go. Let's go in, lay it in place. So I'm going to use this wax thread, which I think goes quite nicely with the colours. And I've got my needle, and this is the needle. It's they often say, I know Gail and Rachel both say, use a blunt-ended needle, like a tapestry needle. And I have got one, but it is so fat. I have tried using it, but I can't get it through the holes. You have to have massive holes to get that thing through. My hands aren't strong enough to just pull it through, and it's a really fat one. So this is not a really sharp, pointy end, but this is my compromise needle. It's reasonably fat. It's a little fatter than some of the others, but it's not quite got such a sharp point. But because I've got the bigger holes, I'm in less danger of catching my thread. It hasn't happened on the previous 2 signatures. Let's hope it doesn't happen on this one. And I don't cut it, I just unravel a fair bit, give myself something to work with. This is what I learned from Rachel at Roxy Creations, watching her doing it. That's what she does. Right, so I've got my needle through the middle hole, on the cover. Give myself a fair bit to play with. Try to keep my hand in there. Right, I'm going to just go through the cover. Now, this is always one of the points where I struggle going through this first hole, but because I've made the holes nice and big, it's gone through like a dream. Sometimes it's a bit of a struggle still to pull it, just that fat end. Still have to work it a little bit, but it's come through. It's a little bit easier because I've made my hole a bit bigger. Made life a little bit easier for myself. And where's the hole? There it is. Back through there. This bit's super easy. So we've got that through there. Now I just got to put it through the middle. Will it go straight through? I think I'll put it through the middle first, through the hole in the cover first, and then this is the trickiest part. So hold that tight and try and feed it through so it doesn't catch. It has gone through. Miracle. Make sure it's on the opposite side to the first piece, to the other end of the string, and pull it through again. There we are. I've got enough to use to tie. I think I do. It's about right. Okay, pull it tight. Before I tie it, let's just check. It's nice and tight. Yep. I've got enough now to tie it off. I may have given myself more than I need to tie, but I've been doing a little bow. I don't know, I don't normally do that, but I thought I'd do a little bow on them this time. Right, nice and tight, and then we'll do a little bow. I may change my mind about the bow if it makes things too bulky, but I just thought for a change, I will do a bow. A bit, it's got rather big loops. Don't think we need those big loops. Pull it a bit. Okay. So that one went a little bit better than the last time I did that on camera, if you saw that video. Which would have been, I guess for you, it would have been last week. I am filming well ahead, and I'm trying to keep on track of what I've filmed when. So I'm trying to get on ahead because I know I've got there's going to be a gap in the filming. There's no question about it. So I'm trying to get in here every day. I've been coming in every day since I came off jury duties. Now Sunday, so I've made about Wednesday. I think I did 2 on Wednesday, 1 on Thursday, 2 on Thursday, 1 on Friday, 1 Saturday. So this is my 6th video of this week. No, this is Sunday, 7th video. So yeah, lots of videos, but there still will be a gap because I've got a couple of weeks where I won't be able to do any. But never mind, we'll all survive. So that's it, we're sewn in, woohoo! And how does it look, can you see? Still looks like it's got room to grow, look. I mean, it's getting quite chunky, but I think it will expand because it's a soft journal cover. Yeah, love that. So I thought possibly the next thing we should do is finish the cover. Get the topper on, get the lace on. I'm going to do an eyelet, I think, so I can tie it at the side. I'm not going to put the... I haven't decided what I'm going to use to close it, but I thought I'd better get the eyelets in next. So I need a ruler. I've been using this ruler quite a bit. This is one of those, I always find it's a bit weird, but it's one that's got the 0 in the middle and counts out from the middle. But when you want to centralise, get a central point, it's quite handy. Although it's hard to see the numbers against the busy background. That's the only thing I find. No, maybe that won't work on this. It's a bit tricky. It's all right on when I was doing it on my template because it was a plain white background. But I find it a bit difficult to see those numbers on the clear perspex. So let's see what we've got. It's 9 inches pretty much. Smidge off either side, but if I do it at about 4.5, that should be okay. Get my black pen now. Don't want it too near the edge, but also... Oh, actually, no, it's not so much. Oh, okay, not quite 9. I'll put 9. It's about there. So let's go about here. Where do I want my eyelet? Not too near the edge, but it's got to, yeah, about here. Okay, about there. Come on, big bite. Whoops. And this boy's definitely coming with me on on my retreat. I couldn't manage without it. I might try, I was thinking I might try and video packing things up for my retreat. I don't know how that would go. Would you be interested in me trying to do that if I can? Depends if I can get the camera in the right position. Right, that's on the 3/16 hole. So if I can get a camera set up and film it, I'll try and do that. I'll try and, if you'd like to see me trying to get my gear together for this retreat, I could try and film that. It's going to be a challenge to get everything in. Everything I've got on my list. Right, now we need to find an eyelet. So I do think gold will be the best colour. Or would, no, I don't think the copper quite works. Let's have a look. So I've got a copper one. Ooh, that's not a bad colour actually to go. It picks up the colour of these flowers. Look how close that is. Yeah, I might use that for a change. Don't use that colour very often. So pull another one out for the back. Kind of like that. Wasn't really expecting to use that one, but you'd never know till you try, do you? Let's see if I can make sure I've got no bits, no fluffy bits. I think it needs to, just need to trim off some of the bits that have just been torn rather than cut. Right. It can go in there. And line it up. Almost have to feel for where it needs to go. Can't really see. It's because I've got a bit of fabric in the way that needs trimming off. No wonder I couldn't see what was happening. Got a bit of stray fabric that didn't get cut. Whoop. Right, I think we're there. No, has that caught? Doesn't feel as though it has. Something's going on. It's stuck. Oh, that's okay. That twisted now. I don't know if it's the right one now. No, not that one. Yeah, it's got to be that one. Ah, it had come out of position. That's what the problem was. It popped up. Let's have another try. I'm just checking it's the matching one that I've got at the top. Yep. If it's the matching one, it's the same colour, and this is the silver one, so. Okay. We'll try that again, shall we? Didn't feel like it was going on quite right. I couldn't work out why. It was out of position. I'm going to have to stand up, give it a bit of welly. That feels a bit better. I heard a click. Let's hope that was okay. Yep, all good. All right, that's that one. Got something on there. Okay, let's do the other side. You can feel usually when it catches, when it goes, yeah, you can feel a kind of a clunk, and you just know it's kind of caught it okay. Right, so here we are. Yep. Suddenly had this horrible feeling I'd done it upside down, but no, we're all good. Right, so that's that little job done. Hopefully they're lined up. It's pretty close. Yep, they'll be fine. Now, the next thing is to put I've got my topper here. What I'll need to do is make sure that these loops, these scallopy bits, kind of go round my hole, so it doesn't block it. But actually it's kind of where I would have wanted it anyway, I think. So that's that, but I want to put some lace around the spine first. Now I've been umming and ahhing with different colours. I've got this lovely lace. It's a lovely sort of coffee coloured, really pretty lace. I tried it on here. I like it, but it just didn't kind of work for me. It didn't quite pop enough. Similarly with this one, this is a lovely, sort of like a peachy colour, which would work, but it didn't have enough presence for me. So I think, even though it's quite pastel, I do love this lace. And I kind of like the colour. It picks up the colour in the cover, goes with this here, without it being too dominant. So I think I'm going to do this because I needed it to be quite wide, because it is a big spine. So I needed it to be wide enough to go round. I also wanted it to have a scalloped edge, so it would look attractive. So I do think this is going to be this one. I may even put something else down the middle. I haven't quite decided yet, but I do like that. I will probably have this going over the top, just on that little bit there. So I think I'll put this on first. Just going to trim it off there. And of course the next dilemma is, what glue do I use, because it's very fine lace, this. It's not very thick. So I'm a bit concerned that fabric glue would be a bit heavy for it, so I'm going to give it a go with the art glitter glue and hope that it holds. So I'm just looking for my pin. I'm sure I had a pin in it, but it's disappeared. Of course it does. They always disappear, don't they? Okay, it'll turn up. Oh, I better put my needle away in its needle case, because I am going to need this. I think we're going to be needing this when I go away. So I'm going to need my little, bookbinding pouch. I just have this little bag. I think it's a makeup bag actually, but I use it for all my bookbinding stuff. I don't know if I'll take all of these. I don't think I'm going to take all of these bulldog clips, because I can't make them work. They're too stiff for me. So I think I'll just take the paper clips with me. Okay, I'll do that up later. Right. Where was I? Oh yes. Trying to decide what glue to use. So I think that wrap around there really nicely. And it's very delicate, but I do like that. It's pretty, 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 pretty. So let's just see if we can get this to hold. glued on there. I had to wipe a little bit off at the back because I'd gone a bit too far with the glue, but that's fine. It wipes off quite fine with a wet wipe because it was on fabric, so that was okay. So then we want to add our topper. I was just trying to decide, I'm just thinking about whether I want to put a little more something across the spine. It's a bit of a wonky spine, but it's fine. That's because it's a soft one. I've just wondered about a piece of this, just to add a little bit more interest right down the middle. May not be wide enough. Let's have a look, because I quite like this. Just going down there, like that. Yeah, I kind of like that, I think. So let's just gives that covers that spine a bit better. I don't know, something about this just seemed to need a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So I'm going to use, I've just got to decide which is the rubber round. Don't know that it really matters an awful lot with this stuff. It seems a bit flatter on this side, so I'm assuming that's the inside. And I'm going to use the fabric glue for this. Okay. Right, just get the glue off my scissors before it sets. Okay, so I'm going to put this on next. Oh, now there was another bit of lace I was thinking of putting on here, wasn't there? A bit of the lightly coloured lace. I have a tray here with a few bits that I was thinking of using, and I had a bit of, there was a little bit of lace I was thinking of putting behind it, wasn't there? Was it this one? I think it might have been, just to give it a pop. I was going to put that down here somewhere. Just make sure I put this in the right position every time. Maybe move that up a little. Okay. Yeah, I'll need something here to just kind of cover that corner. Don't think I want any more of this, do I? Don't think I do. No, I want something else behind there. I think this is a bit thick. No, I don't want that. That's where it's all going to get tricky, isn't it? Because I won't be able to decide on the little things. Sometimes the big things are easier to make a decision on than the little added touches. So I've got all my scraps in here. I'm just wondering about this piece. So big enough just to go there. And I've got a few flowers. I was going to put some flowers on this corner, but I need something here. Ooh, what about, I don't know, I'll just grab what I've got in mind, if I can find them. Yeah, I've grabbed a couple of things here. I've got some wax seals. And that might be, if I can find one that's the right colour, that might work. There's a coppery one here. It's got my initial on it. We don't need that, do we? Maybe we do. Gold K. Just because this is kind of a bit personal, this topper, but I don't know if I want a K on the front, really. I've got a whole bunch of them because I was going to use them for the journal projects that I was making. I've shown you I was making them, and then things have changed, so we're not using those. I'm not using those anymore. So there is that, which is kind of a reddish coppery colour. More butterfly. Now I like the flowers. I'm trying to find some that have not got a K on now because I made a lot of them. Oh goodness. I mean, loads of them. What about this one? No, don't think so. Oh, got that colour. Would that work? Possibly. Oh, they've got this. Oh, that's quite nice. A bit bigger. It's all butterfly there. So there's that option. I've also got these little pieces of embroidery. Suddenly thought one of these might work because I have got some. Got this piece which I was thinking of, which I could cut down a little bit, but I could go around that corner too. No, it's a bit too, doesn't quite fit there, does it? No, don't think that's going to work. I suppose if I took off some more of that, but no, that's not quite right. Don't know if I've got anything else in the right colours. No, I don't think I do. Okay. Right, so back to plan A, I think. Right, let's put that over there. Okay, for now, we'll leave that for the moment. I might even add a bit more of something. Oh, what about that? For a bit more colour. I quite like a bit of that as well. Okay, so I'm going with that. I have got these flowers, and I'm still not absolutely sold on the flowers. I'm not absolutely sure they're going to work. I've had these an awful long time. These are Cocoa Vanilla. Back from when I used to scrapbook, and they were a bit too chunky to go on a scrapbook page, so I never used them. But I thought they might work on here. I don't know. They might still be. Depends if the colours work, really. Because they're quite chunky. They wouldn't go in a journal, but they might go on a journal, maybe, on a journal cover. I need something underneath them, I think. Maybe I need a bit more on this. Maybe I need the bigger piece. No, that's not not going the right way. That look better. Okay. This is how it works. We have to keep trying different things. Do I want a bigger piece of the lace? I will cut it down. It's obviously too long, but it give a bit of colour behind everything else. So we're going to go with that. That little combo on that corner. That just gives us something behind here. I really don't know about these flowers. They've got they're very stiff. I think they're a bit old. I don't know how well they are. They're a bit, yeah, they're not quite what I want, I don't think. I've got a few other options in this box. And I have these little ones, which I do quite like. I feel like I need one, maybe one bigger one. Maybe something like that. Gold leaf. No, it doesn't really work with this colour. No, it's the wrong colour as the focal one. Gosh, that's a big one, isn't it? That's a really fat one. I don't think I want that one there, but let's just have a look. No, it's just gonna, it will never sit on the shelf if it's that fat. I don't think I'll ever be able to use that one. Let's have a look. Oh, what have I got in here? That's pretty. Oh yeah, I like that. It's a bit more neutral. It's very pretty. Could I then add in some of the other ones? I like this gold leaf poking out there. Getting there. We are getting there. Oh, that's quite pretty. Maybe that could go there. I've got these. Let me just try clipping off a couple of these. They're on. Oh. They're on a wire. Take that one out. That colour is much closer. It's quite close to that lace. So they've got that. Where's the other one? Pop that one there. Got something attached to it. I don't know what. Some sort of thread or something. There we are. I'd go there. Oh, this has slipped, look. Just going to try and make sure I keep it in the right place. There we are. Maybe I'll put this one here. Something like that. Not absolutely sure about this. Don't know about this one. I'd have to put a centre in it. No, it's too big. That's a nice one. Got a bit of glitter on it. might work. Okay, well let's do this step at a time and just build it as we go and see how we feel. I know I want this one on here because I really like that. No idea where it came from. Don't seem to have got any more of them. I may have used the others that I had, if I had any others, on other journals. Alright, so take that off. I need to put these bits on. Oh no, I need to decide on I need to do the lace, don't I? Yeah, I think I need that bit of wider lace, but I need to cut it down. About there. Nope, not those scissors. I always pick up the wrong ones, don't I? So let's just cut that there. And I think I might cut it down just a little bit, not too much. I quite like it showing behind. It's just a little bit taller than I need, I think. So that's going to go. That's going to go on first. Let's check I've got it in the right position. Yep. Okay. Oops. Right, okay, for the moment that seems to be holding. May need more glue added at some point. So I had almost forgotten that I've got my little label to go on as well. I'm thinking that could be the thing to go on here, couldn't it? So I thought I should get our little 1953 label finished off and get that on, because that might just be the finishing touch I've been looking for. So I'm just going to glue on these numbers. Right. I think I need to put some black around that edge, just to highlight that a bit more, so it shows up against whatever else it is behind it. Just see if I can just, I'm not using my newest one, my really juicy one. I don't want this to have too much black on it. I just want it to have an edge. I'm sticking to it because I've still got the glue on the number 3. Let's see. I want it to go in all the little nooks and crannies of this wobbly edge. Okay, I really do need to clean my thumb because I think it's starting to make marks, but it's okay. Right, if we bring this back in, I think we might put that there. I just feel like maybe I've got this piece of fabric that was just floating around, and I just wondered whether to actually put it onto there. Whether that would, I think I quite like that. Let's see if I can tear it down. That tears that way quite nicely, because it just has a lovely frayed edge, which I really like. And of course I can't get the strings off me now because I'm too gluey. Right, so now I just need to tear it the other way. Let's see if I can get it to do that. Oh, it's tearing. Yay! So I just wonder, no, it won't go over that because that's sticking up quite a bit. Will it go under there maybe? I'd quite like it to be a little higher than that. Okay, I'm going to glue the year onto the fabric, and I might put something else behind to raise it over the top of the topper. Okay, so I need a piece of cardstock. Right, I'm back. I took a little break because this video was taking so long. I needed to go and have some lunch. So I've come back, I've started to glue on my my flowers where I want them. This one's not on yet. I just needed it in position so I could arrange the others around it. So I've just got a couple more to add, and I'm going to add my label, and I think we'll be done. So let's just finish doing the flowers. I just thought, I just played around with I've got added this one which is white, but I like it there. I love these flowers. It was a little pack I was sent in Happy Mail. I've still got a few of them left. They're these Angel's Craft, apparently. So I just popped that there. I'm not going too overboard with colours, so I've gone a bit more neutral with them, but I've just got a couple of pops of the little turquoise ones to add. So I'm just going to glue this on next. Wish I knew where I'd got these, because this is beautiful. I think I may have had a pack of them and used them all because they're so lovely. Just soft and they're kind of like an organza fabric, I think the petals are made of, so it's really pretty. Right, so that's that. Make sure that's fluffed up. Then I'm just going to add these two for my pop of colour. So, I'm just using the fabric glue to add these. I'm just trying to, I think I want it to kind of nestle about there. It may be that I'll have to use my hot glue gun for these. I'm not sure how well the fabric glue will hold them, but I will do that afterwards. I just want to get them in place. I've got that one there. Nice big blob of the glue. And I'm just going to nestle this one in this little space here. I can get it off my finger. There we are. So that's gone in there. So yeah, I'm happy with those. I think that works. That works for me. And then I just needed to finish off my label. I think when I turned the camera off, I hadn't glued on the label onto the fabric. I just torn it down ready. So I have done that, and I was trying to figure out where I was going to put it, and I didn't really want it. I think I may have said I didn't want it tucking under, but it wasn't going to sit high enough to go over. So I've just added some cardstock on the back. I took a piece of, just this piece of cardstock. It's reasonably sturdy, but it's not hugely thick. So I've actually used 4 layers to get it to the height that I wanted. I originally had pulled out, I think this is a piece of packaging, really, really thick. I tried that, and that was actually too much, too thick. So I went back to the drawing board and found this cardstock, and I think that just sits nicely there. So I'm just wondering whether to tuck it, go right up to the flowers with it, but then it lines up too much with the edge of this, doesn't it? I like things to be slightly off centre. So I think I'll do that. So that's going to go on there. I think we're done then. There wasn't a lot more to do, but it took a few minutes to get this backing on, get it sorted, what I wanted to do, what I wanted to use, make sure it was the right height. So that took a moment, but that's just sitting there nicely now. I was toying with the idea of brads either side, which obviously I have decided against. I've also got the option of some liquid pearls either side, but I've only got copper, and of course against the gold that would look odd. So I think I'm not going to bother, is the upshot of that thought. I'm going to leave it as it is, leave well alone. I'm really happy with the cover now. I really love it. I love the lace that's going around. I think it's nice just tucking around that edge. And yeah, happy with it as it is. thank you very much for sticking with me. This is probably going to be quite a long one. But there'll be lots of speeding up, I'm sure, and maybe we'll get it to around an hour. Fingers crossed. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.